What's up, guys? Studfit here, joined by Antelope for the Doctor Tour. Welcome, Antelope. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
So, doing fantastic. We are a little behind schedule, but thank you for everyone here who had the patience. Hopefully, all this wait will be worth it as we review this information on the Doctor Tour. We got a lot of buffs to get to, as well as a lot of other interesting information here, special pipe and some fun stuff going on even here in the community. So let's jump right into that. First of all, honestly, I really could not do this without these members. I even had a couple minutes here with a busy schedule and some other shakeup. I just, is even recording the rundown? Is all this, worth the effort? And honestly, I look at this list of all my good friends, and I can't. It's undeniable. The bang is worth the buck. The buck is worth the bang. Whatever it is. I absolutely love each person here, and so whenever I think about doing content, I literally think these are the people's faces, not necessarily the names, but this is who I think about. And honestly, I'm so ecstatic about the community that we've built. And honestly, this game keeps getting bigger and bigger and better and better. We've got brand new retro courses. We have so many new items. We have these doctors that seem to be like the cats of 2022. There's so much going on in the community. We have new people coming in from Deluxe. We have so much going on great in the community that we're going strong. We're keep having fun this year. It's the year of the fun, and we're gonna keep it that way. But we got some information to get into. But there is a big announcement. Tabor announced this afternoon, in a couple different servers that he is actually retiring from his role as the data guru. So, as you know, we gave him the Lifetime Achievement Award in the awards ceremony in January, and I just thought it might make this is just kind of an honor to Tabor and the effort he's put in. Sometimes behind the scenes, sometimes in front of the scenes, where we've had him, and I just thought it'd be nice to just kind of talk about his timeline. We're so appreciative of everything he's done. But back in 2019 September, he downloaded the game on the first day of launch. Started a very basic spreadsheet, in tracking stats. And I remember, when I started 6 months later, I thought, I should probably keep track of this thing. So I tried to build a spreadsheet, and then I gave up about 20 minutes and realizing somebody probably did it better, and I was going to waste my time. And thank God Tabor already was working on this in the background. But June 2020, he contacted Abdallah about his spreadsheet. Abdallah invited him to his Discord server to join as the science team. June of 2020, he presented his first top 10 on Abdallah's server. In July, he joined the Kart Live server, invited by Toot. I think that's how maybe you could correct me on this pronunciation there. I actually reached out to him that same month about his top 10 and asked if I could use his information on my YouTube channel. That was really like my first month or two on my even having a channel, just doing literally pipe pulls and kind of talking about some of the information. But I love data, and so I instantly found him. But actually, I reached out to him. He had, I think, a top 5, and they were, based on his stats. I said, hey, is there any way you could expand this to top 10? And then the community really demanded a top 15 because they wanted to know who was entering into that top 10. But that was back in the day. I was like, I think I saw a picture or something, just a list of top 5. I said, where is this list? I need to get the hold of this data. And we became best friends from there on. October, first presented in my YouTube channel. This time it was audio only. And then he was featured on the first rundown, almost nearly exactly a year ago to date. On the video, face reveal and all. He hosted his Mario Kart Tour trivia quiz on the Kart Life server later that month, and then participated in 11 rundown videos and 7 Kart Talk videos from May until October of last year. On October 22nd, Tabor stepped down from the rundown, and I believe it was in November, Antelope, that you graciously stepped in as a different brand of a data guru, and really appreciate you taking in, helping me out, because I know that there's so many people that know the data better than I am. It would be false advertising for me to consider myself a data guru. So thank you so much, Antelope, for kind of jumping in at that point. But then it was the Lifetime Achievement Award, January 3rd, Lifetime Achievement Award on the Mario Kart Tour award ceremony. what a fun time that was. Antlev, thanks again for joining us alongside Kart Life and Carlos, and we had some fun stuff going on there. And then June to May, created, altered, expanded, and updated the spreadsheet for exactly 50 tours. May 8th, he's announced retirement as data guru for the Mario Kart Tour community. Thank you so much, Tabor, for what you've done. Appreciate your service to the community, and look forward to seeing you spending more time with your family, and hopefully still see you grinding out these awesome runs. But just wanted to take a time to say thank you. All right, guys, let's get to the Dr. 1, Pipe 1. We have a unique new skill called the capsule throw, whatever it is. It seems like it's got the mechanic of the hammer. It's not necessarily a great skill, but I ended up pulling it on this pipe a little bit. I think within 310 pulls, I was able to get the Kart and Mario. I'm sorry, the glider and Mario. But it was not a wise decision. Would highly recommend not going into this pipe. But Antlev, before we get any further, what's your thoughts on the new skill and the new items here in week 1 pipe?
Yeah, underwhelming. It's a new item, but I don't think anyone really I didn't hear any buzz on the various communities about this item. When Super Leaf came out and you saw a little bit of vacuum action going on with the coins, people were like, oh, this is gonna be the new boomerang, and it turned out to be not that, if you know what Super Leaf is like. But this one, nobody was hyped about it, and they were right. It's pretty terrible. It's just a really slow motion moving hammer. I would say it's ranking somewhere between Fire Flower and Ice Flower as terms of usefulness. So it's a bad skill. And the pipe is a 6%. It's just a typical week 1 6% pipe. And to be honest, I'm not really impressed with the other items in the pipe either. The Magna Flying Glass is cool looking, but yeah, the starting coverage is not anything to write home about. And the cart is also pretty cool looking, but it's a medium-ish cart, so size-wise, not that interesting. In general, this is a hard pass for me. I won't touch it.
Yeah, you know what, man, the skill is rough. I'll be honest with you. I felt like it was gonna be nice and fun, but I just imagine he's actually throwing turds, because that's what it feels like when he's just randomly throwing stuff, and sometimes it bounces over. Man, it's just not good. I almost would rather.
I haven't used it. Maybe you have, so you know better than I do. But
now I'm not using the plus, so it's not like the skill plus at level 4. So maybe It gets a little different. I've seen some videos. It still doesn't look good. I'm literally right in front of somebody throwing them, and nothing's happening. So to me, man, it's really, really, really frustrating. I think the most frustrating thing is that we might have 3 or 4 of these drivers with this skill. With it's just very anticlimactic, and we'll get into predictions on the other doctors, but there's at least going to be 3 of these drivers with this skill. I consider this kind of like the Penguin or the Cat of 2022, where they're just going to keep coming out with these reskins with and the skill is going to be subpar. And I think even Super Bell looks like a glorious skill compared to this pill. So I'm with you, man. Not a big fan of the skill. I'm not even big. I know you say that these items look good. I don't even think they look good, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm in the healthcare field. I'm not a big fan of medication. I think we specifically work with patients to help them get off of their medication. So I think it's kind of odd to see that they're just having fun with pills. But I also understand that the context for Dr. Mario back in the 80s or whenever, who knows when it came out. But it was about these little Tetris pieces that were pills. So I get it. I'm not gonna. There's a lot of things.
It's also kind of difficult to have him throw lifestyle and behavioral modifications at the bots. That's not.
He should be throwing some BCAAs and some protein at him, to be honest with you. Yeah. No, I mean, I think there's a lot of things in the 70s and 80s that were perfectly fine back then, but either based on public relations or whatever, have died off for probably good reasons since. So I'll just chalk it up as to some context of nostalgia, if nothing else. But we do have a lot of new items. Both Dr. Mario and Dr. Luigi have the capsule skill. We have the capsule cart, and we have the magnifying glasses we just alluded to being in the top or in the first week 1 pipe. Then we got the white Bruiser, which I'm a big fan of. We got the coconut one, which I think a lot of Kong fans have been very glad to get. And then in the week 2 pipe, this blue-green capsule cart, along with the Flyberry book, which a lot of people have been seeing has a little picture of a Shy Guy in there and getting a little excited. And maybe Shy Guy is coming up in the future. We'll have to discuss a little bit more about that, but really all of it's speculative at this point. And then we have a new Me Racing suit with Wario. So let's talk about the coverage though. Antilev, let's walk through these items, which ones kind of stand out and when it comes to coverage.
Yeah, let's start with the gliders. Let's start with the drivers. Dr. Mario, Dr. Luigi, they're both starting with 9 tracks, which is average now, including the level 8 unlock. All new drivers, cars, and gliders. Normal ones are starting with between 8 and 10 top shelf tracks, including all the unlocks. Even the starting tracks for Dr. Mario are not like super impressive. He has a lot of coin box tracks. I think 6 of his 9 are coin box. He only has he does have all 3 coconut malls, except one is a level 8 unlock. So basically, without investing in him, he's got 2 non-coin box tracks, which is not really like a real interesting start for him. Overlap wise, he overlaps 4 times with Toadette Explorer, 4 times with Mario Tuxedo, so that's already immediately a bad sign. And he's got a few other drivers where he has 3 overlaps with. The most notable, I would say, are Peach Explorer, Black Yoshi, and Peach Wedding. Dr. Luigi, kind of a similar story. He has a little bit, his start looks a little bit better than Dr. Mario's. He also has 9 tracks. 4 of those are non-coin box, and I think all of them are. One of them is a level 8 unlock, and one of them is a level 6 unlock. He's got all 3 coconut moles as well, and he's got 2 cheap islands that are non-coin box. So those are pretty nice. He doesn't have as much overlap either. He's got 4 overlaps with Tanuki Rosalina, 3 overlaps with Rosalina Foladom, and 3 overlaps with Charge and Chuck. Moving on, we've got the Wario Me Racing suit. This is kind of a typical Me suit, starting with only 6 tracks, including the level 8 unlock, because they only get 1 unlock at each level. Not a huge amount of unlocks, but he doesn't have a huge amount of tracks. It's a double bob-omb, so skill-wise, not that interesting. Probably you're just getting him because you need the top shelf on either Coconut Mall and this week. No, not Coconut Mall and Coconut Mall T next week, I believe is what he has.
Next week as well.
Is it R? Okay, sorry. Let me just double check. Because he's cup boosted on. He's got Coconut Mall T and he's got Cheap Island T. So if you don't have a top shelf for either of those, he's with 70 rubies, it's just a cheapish way to get a top shelf driver for those tracks. Overlap wise, like I said, he doesn't have a lot of tracks, but most significantly, he has 2 overlaps with Tanuki Rosalina and Luigi Vacation. Moving on to the carts, you've got the 2 capsule carts, the blue-green capsule and the regular capsule cart. The regular capsule cart starts with 9 tracks. Just size-wise, these are kind of average size. They're right up against the Bruisers as terms of like hitbox, so very medium, nothing to write home about. Capsule cart starts with 9 tracks, overlaps, mostly has 3 overlaps with Sakura Quickshaw, Prop Cart, Lime Tea Coupe, Grey Cat Cruiser, Grand Bag & Wagon, and Apple Cart. The blue-green capsule starts with 8 tracks. Overlap-wise, it has much less overlap. Overlaps 4 times with Coconut 1, 3 times with Sky Blue B-Dasher Mark II, and 3 times with the Combo Cruiser. Moving on to the white Bruiser. This one is a spotlight in the special pipe that came out yesterday. It's also kind of similar size, medium, so similar to the capsule cards. Not much overlap at all. The only cards that it overlaps 3 times or more is the Dreamy Egg, and otherwise it has nothing else that overlaps more than 2 times.
Wow. Good,
so that's pretty interesting. And finally, we have the banner only, the coconut one, which is, I mean, I think it's a bit of like a Marmite card. Some people really love it. Some people think it's like ugly as sin. I'm not a huge fan, but I'm mostly not a huge fan because it's tiny. It's a really small card. It's most similar in size to like the Bitty Buggies or like the Turbo Birdo cards. It's definitely narrow, and it's a small card, so might be nice for multiplayer, but size wise it's not interesting for point scoring. Overlap wise, it doesn't have a lot. Out of its 8 starting tracks, it overlaps 4 times with the blue green caps. The only other significant one is the Crawley card, where it overlaps 3 times. And that's the card. So let's move over to gliders. We've got the Magna Flying Glass. And a lot of people didn't notice that the spelling was not magnifying glass. I also didn't notice until I had updated all of my spreadsheets and had to go back and change it. Starting with 8 tracks, overlapping 3 times with Stargate Sail, Sky High Flyer, Glinting Glider, and Daisy Glider. It has like a pretty nice set of starting tracks, but it has overlaps with 3 like really solid meta gliders right now, so that kind of would scare me off of investing in this one immediately. And finally, we have the Flybrary book, also starting with 8 tracks. So on the low end, it overlaps 5 times with Nabbit Oil Paper Umbrella. So if you have that one, I would say definitely don't bother with this one. It's also overlapping 3 times with the Strawberry Donut, Daisy Glider, Chocolate Donut, and the Candlelight Flight, which is a really nice one. Yeah, so I mean, neither one of these is like really impressive starting wise. A couple of the cards kind of look like they have some unique coverage, but yeah, in size wise, they're all underwhelming. Nothing here really screams like you need this and you need to invest in it. So I'm not picking any of these for early investment, I would say.
Yeah, we have even asked on our server, This Be Chris asked, Coconut One or White Bruiser, which one should he level up for rank specifically? And we saw some people going different ways. I think I'd love to hear your feedback before I put in mine. But if you had gun to your head, you had to put tickets on White Bruiser or Coconut One, which one would it be and why?
I would probably say Coconut One, just because it has the more paywall tracks. It's got all 3 coconut malls, even if one is level 6 unlock and the other one's a level 8 unlock. It's got Cheap Cheap Island and it's got RMX Ghost Valley, 1 RT. It's used actually 4 times in ranked, from what I read. White Bruiser also looks okay. It's got 2 coconut malls, also both at level 1, but it's got 2 Royal Raceways, 2 Rosalinas Ice Worlds, RMX Rainbow 2R, Bowser's Castle 1R. Those are not like, I have all of those covered, like, and a lot of people will have all of those covered already, so I think value wise, neither one has a good hitbox. Coconut One is smaller, but I think for having paywalled coverage, Coconut One provides a better value initially.
Okay. My feedback is, from hearing from you, Coconut One having overlap with Crawley Kart 3 times is scary enough. Crawley Kart's one that I think a lot of people in the community, based on the size and the look, has put a lot of tickets into it. But if you're a newer player and you like Kongs, that may not be a deterrent for you. I think with the White Bruiser, my fear is that it could actually be kind of like Rombi Runner, where it has a lot of maybe it has a lot of coverage, like sheer quantity one day, but a lot of old coverage. It's coming out, it's being released on this tour with all these tracks for a reason. If it gets a lot of these older tracks that you already have covered, it could be tough to want to put investment in it. However, the Coconut One, its size, I just cannot get over it. It is just so It is just so small. I think I used it with Dry Bones for whatever reason, Dry Bones Gold, and I literally was getting like 10 coins single box. It was really, really tough for me to get excited about the Coconut One. Now the White Bruiser is not much bigger, but I don't know why. It seems, I don't know, maybe the way it turns.
Well, it is bigger though. I mean, it's longer and it's wider. I mean, it's not a big cart, but Coconut One is a small cart. If you look at the sheet that's maintained by Rashid now, if we take the largest cart in the game as 100%, Coconut, the Bruisers are 73.1%. Of that size, and Coconut One is only 62.4%. So I mean, it's significantly smaller than the Bruiser.
I mean, to to me, it's just too small.
Yeah.
And so for me to invest in it, it's gonna be tough. Now, if you need the coverage, and that's that's all you need from a cart, hey, go for it. If you're a Kong fan, put your tickets in it and just ride that into the wind. I think for me and my personal thought process on how I see items and coming out of special pipes is that they still see a stronger value than items not coming from a special pipe. I've almost been on the philosophy they tricked us a couple times, right? It went from like 100%, just a slightly higher ceiling, a little bit quicker value. However, they've tricked us a couple times, so it went from like 100% true to about 90% true, but I still feel like more often than not it's going to hold true that the White Bruiser is still going to end up being a strong card to invest in. Is it stronger than the Coconut One or less than? None of us know for sure, but I feel like the White Bruiser is the safer bet. But I think, as always, look at Bam and Gerb, see what it gives you. I think for that additional Coconut Mall from getting Coconut One, I think it'd just be better to use White Bruiser, especially considering that Coconut One doesn't get all those Coconut Malls until you unlock it at level 8. So, I mean, unless you're ready to put that many tickets, it's not going to help you that much more than White Bruiser is. Plus, you can level it up a couple times by pulling on this pipe since it is a spotlight. But, just like any of these new items, time will tell. We'll know its value as time goes on. But, I mean, I don't know. Last year was Year of the Black. I wonder if this year will be Year of the White, and we'll have some fun stuff going on. But appreciate going into that depth. Anything else you want to mention when it comes to the coverage on the sheet?
No, not really. No, like I said, there's nothing real. There's nothing here where it's like, oh, that's an amazing, interesting fact that you don't really see anything from the new items that really screams to me, this is a must-have.
I mean, it's like they said, hey, we should do a doctor tour. We should have some doctor items. What would be a doctor item? One was someone said a magnifying glass, and one person said a book, and they're like, okay, let's just do that. And then that's like literally as much time and effort as they put into it.
These are sciencey things.
Yeah, I don't know if they're pre-med or other kinds of books and stuff and sciencey, but yeah, I don't know, man.
I mean, it could have just random science objects, It could have been like a beaker or a microscope or whatever, Like, I don't know, just like pick them out of a hat.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I'm not really investing in any of these items except for maybe the White Bruiser, but that's only because I pulled on the pipe and I got it, I think to level 3.5, and I'll probably pull maybe a little bit more on Wednesday. So it'll be like probably 4 going out of the tour. But if I need to put tickets on it later, I've always felt really strong about special pipe items. But when it comes to the non-spotlights in the week 1 pipes, nothing's new for drivers, carts, or gliders, and that leads us to week 2, which has all the other items we have already talked a little bit about their coverage. But it does look like it's another 6% odds. It's usually week 2 we see 9%, 12%. So I don't know, man. Does this change your thought process on the week 2 pipe?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it looks like a copy of the week 1 pipe if it is 6%, which I assume it is. Yeah, I mean, Dr. Luigi has a slightly better start than Dr. Mario, maybe. But otherwise, I mean, I really don't see any reason to spend any rubies on this pipe, unless you're a fan of, unless you're basically a Doctor's fan.
Or a Luigi fan. There are some Luigi fans.
Sure.
Yeah, I know we even have a couple in the server, but yeah, man, I'm with you. I agree with that. For the special pipe, I actually like this pipe a lot, and we'll kind of get into a little bit as to why in a second, but it does have a spotlight. This is what we were referring to earlier, this White Bruiser, and then plus 2 carts and plus 3 gliders that are, the 2 and 3 are not spotlights. So you can get 2 of these other carts, including the Rombi Rudder, the White Snow Skimmer, the Platinum Taxi, and the White Turbo Yoshi, and then 3 of again, it could be 3 of the same one. It could get since they're not spotlight, but you have 5 to get options from. So if you're looking for a glider, the good thing is that there's 3. You get 3 in that pipe, The downside is you have 5 to choose from, so it's very, very difficult. When I pulled today, I don't want to spoil too much, but I was hoping to get the Candlelight Flight up a couple levels. I didn't get it zero. I got 0 times out of 600 rubies. So it's one of those things where, just like anything that has not spotlights in it, you can't go for that one specific item and hope to get it unless you're just pounding thousands of rubies into this pipe. So, keep that take that with a grain of salt. What I do like about it, though, is you have some paywalled items, former paywalled items that are in this pipe as non-spotlights, which actually, in my mind, could increase its value. I've actually kind of changed my tune a little bit to, always thinking that spotlight items in a special pipe are great. But what I think gets even more better buff value are what was a like a premium item, an item that was top, you could only get from a pack, that for the first time coming back is in a special pipe as a non-spotlight. Because I think that is actually, like, Nintendo is using that as, and they're kind of giving it some buffs, they're kind of giving it some good really value, and I think that they're going to continue doing that. So, there are a couple of those in this pipe. For one, you have the Candlelight Flight and the Wonderful Wings that came out in packs not too long ago. Both of those non-spotlights here. But, if you really like those items and you're not a whale, maybe you're free to play, it's going to be really hard for you to go into this pipe and get that specific item. You also have this Glintering Parasol that was in a special pipe, but it was a spotlight at the time. So not too long after each other. We'll have to see. It hasn't gotten great buffs since, but I still feel really good on that. And then these other two gliders, if you're a newer player, you want to get some old coverage. Both of these gliders have decent coverage. In fact, the Great Sail actually has relatively great coverage, but it's just older coverage. So it's a little hit or miss there. And then for the carts, and again, this white Bruiser, it actually looks pretty sick. It's got like a lot of gold in it. Kind of really stands out, really, because it's on the white. And just like that's part you can't miss it. It's got some really cool gold features to it. You have the Romby Runner, which is a fan favorite, decent hitbox, not great, not big. Or maybe not massive, but it's big. It's a nice coverage there. And a couple other new items. The Snow Skimmer was in a week 2 pipe. Really hasn't had a great option to be able to get it since then. And then this Turbo Yoshi came from a special pipe as well. So some unique items. I think that's the piece that I really like about this pipe, is that nothing is our items except for maybe this Great Sail and the Clouds that you're just sick and tired of, and maybe the Platinum Text that you're like sick of seeing. There's so many great options that are relatively new that can maybe add some coverage to your account. I think it's worth going into. I think when I see 50 pipes, a lot of times I'm looking for coin box drivers because that's going to be really, really a great value for the pipe. The downside is that when you have a coin box driver, they normally throw in a King Bob-omb, they throw in an Ice Mar, they throw in some lame item in there as a sucker item, and that's the downside. And also they kind of take some of those odds out. Usually it's a 10% pipe or something along those lines. But in this, having these many great new items and the 12% odds in a 50 pipe, I think this is worth the majority of players going into, maybe just to help out with some coverage, worst case getting the spotlight. But if you need to pass, I get it. Rubies are hard to come by. But I really do like this pipe, and especially in combination with 2 awful pipes, makes this one look even more attractive. Antliff, tell me a little bit about this pipe. Did you pull? What were your thought process on this pipe?
Yeah, so a lot of people have been looking forward to this pipe ever since it got data mined early in the tour that it's a 12% odds pipe. We did assume that it would be 3 carts and 3 gliders, and it was also known that it was a spotlight, so the new card is spotlight. I think this is a pipe worth pulling, but it is also a dangerous pipe because you have some pretty terrible items in here, so you could easily go and clear the pipe and get only Great Sails and Cloud Gliders and Platinum Taxis and White Turbo Yoshis, which are all pretty awful items. Basically, okay, the White Bruiser is a bit of like a sort of a joker here, or wild card, whatever you want to call it. But if you consider that like a good item, and so getting a new spotlight card, whatever, in a special pipe, I guess you can consider it good. Then you've got 3 good cards and 3 good gliders. The Romby Runner, we all know how good that is. coverage-wise, it's one of the best in the game, and it's not a long card, but it's width-wise, it's got one of the biggest hitboxes actually. So I mean, total size, yeah, it's not huge, it's large, but it comes from its width, which I really like. And the White Snow Skimmer is actually rated number 20, so it's pretty high up there, even though it had such a bad start. Also above average size-wise. And then you got 3 gliders, which are all like really good gliders. Candlelight Flight is really our new number 1 this week. It's got great coverage, it's got great ranked stats for it lately. Wonderful Wings is one of the biggest risers. I think it's gone up like 30 spots in the past month or something crazy. Glittering Parasol is actually just outside the top 15 this week. It's number 16. So any 3 of those, if you don't have them, they're a great get. You just have to be prepared to either be disappointed if you have some bad luck, or use enough rubies to go into the pipe and kind of defeat RNG by just sheer volume. I would say if you only have enough rubies to clear the pipe once, or not even, and you are going for like 1 or 2 specific items, that's when you don't pull, because that's when you get into trouble. Yeah. Like for my main account, I mostly wanted to get Rumby Runner dupes and Wonderful Wing dupes, because those are the items which I have at a high level. I have them both at level 7, so I was thinking if I can get a couple of dupes. So I did 8-10 pulls. I got Rumby Runner 4 times, which is extremely lucky, and I got Wonderful Wings 0 times. And I did a YOLO 10 on my free-to-play, and I got Wonderful Wings. So, I mean, it can just go like that, Yeah. So yes, it's a good pipe, but you have to be careful, understand what exactly you want to get out of it, understand what your odds of getting that, and going in for one specific item is very dangerous.
Really well said. Appreciate you going into that. If you need rubies 4 packs, we have some options for you. Are they the best options we've seen? No. Are they the worst? After seeing last tour, I don't know. I don't know if anything as bad as that, but we have some options. For week 1, we have this coconut one that we've referred to. We also have the Builder Toadette and the Pink Dozer, which is probably my favorite pack of this tour. And then we have the Whale pack, the Silver Manta Glider, which is certainly decent coverage, but definitely not worth necessarily that value comparatively. And then for week 2, we have the Baby Rosalina Detective, which probably one of the worst packs that I've seen in a long time. But it makes me wonder if there'll be if that's more of a tipping of the hand, if maybe we have a London tour coming up, or something coming up, maybe a city again. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll find out here in about a week, even just a couple days technically. And then we have the Starry Great Sale with Fire Rosalina. Now the Starry Great Sale, an above average glider. Some would say great. I think it's a decent glider, but in pairs with Rosalina, Fire Rosalina, I think that's tough. My favorite pack here though is the Pink Dozer and the Toadette, Builder Toadette. Only because of the Pink Dozer is really strong value. The Builder Toadette has been in our top 10 for a while. She's got good coverage, not great hitbox, but the Pink Dozer I think is actually OP when it comes to having a jump boost cart on only trick tracks and RT tracks. So for what it's worth, if you have to level that one up, I think it's strong value. And plus it looks pretty cool too. I know I'm a big Dozer fan though, so I'm a little biased. I'll take that one on the chin. Starry Great Sale, certainly a great glider. I think the coconut one's going to be probably the most popular purchase because it does look like a coconut. And we have a lot of Kong fans out there that are salivating for literally anything that even closely looks like a Kong item, like this pack. But Angelo, before we get to the tier shops and anything else, what are your thoughts on this pack this tour?
Yeah, underwhelming again. I think that the big winner here is really the premium challenge high end, the 8-bit star. That's great for $5 or whatever. Out of the banners, the coconut is a new item, so that's like if I had to buy one, I would probably buy that. But in general, I like the Starry Great Sail Fire Rosalina pack. I think Starry Great Sail is one of the best gliders in the game. It's just got that really nice sweet spot of great coverage, and also it's in ranked a lot, even though it's not like the newest item. So I really like that pack. Yeah, the Builder Toadette and Pink Dozer is not bad as well. But but again, it's very specialized. They're really focused on those RT tracks. For the rest, going back to the starter grade stuff, like Fire Rosalina used to be a ranked champion. She was in ranked almost every week, but those days I think are behind us now. So I think you have to consider here just to kind of I know you would say faded glory or something in English, I think. So she's not really that interesting. So you almost have to look at that as similar to the Silver Mounted pack where you get only the glider. But I mean, it is a new driver. Maybe she gives you some coverage. Who knows?
Yeah, you know what? I think her value is basically as close to 0 right now as possible. Mm-hmm. But she used to be really good. I agree with that. I think it was Nintendo's. They knew what they were doing, and they were we're about to blow things up. We got these gold Mii, we got a Coinbox head Mii suit coming out. Let's just, before leading up to next year, let's just get them really excited about these week 2 low scale drivers, and let's just give it to them until shove it down their throat until they start thinking that that's actually something that they need. And then here's 2022. So I'm with you though on the 8-bit star. It's certainly well worth, if you decide not to get the packs, this premium challenge with the 8-bit star. If you don't have the 8-bit star, you should get it. Highly recommend that. It's a great glider. Really, any of the 8-bit items are above average. This 8-bit star, really a star in the 8-bit community for sure. And then we have the week 2 tier shop with credits to Sam78IT. We have Cat Peach, this Radish Rider, and the Manta Glider. Honestly, with coins being as rare as they are, I don't know. Maybe the Manta, if you don't have it, could help you on some old coverage. But really, that's about it. Probably pass the rest.
The two interesting things on the week 2 tier shop. It's the Radish Rider. We have not seen it since the 2019 Winter Tour. I think it's the most rare cart in the game aside from Blue Biddy Buggy. So there's sure a lot of collectors out there who started the game a little bit late who are excited to fill that gray spot in their inventory. And secondly, the Cat Peach is actually not even top shelf on rank next week. She just gets cup boosted on RMX Coast Valley 1 RT. We don't see that very often. I'm not sure if it's even ever actually happened before where they give you a cup boosted driver and not a driver that has an actual top shelf.
Yeah, interesting. Demon Rat. Shout out to Puffy. It's Cat Peach is her favorite driver in the game. I know that she's gonna be dropping all her coins. She might even start playing the game again. All right, we do have a Doctor Fest coming up where we have Peach versus Bowser. Looks like coming up next tour. It does look like they will both be doctors. And we'll have some fun. They got already announced that we have a new course, the Wii Koopa Cup. Koopa Cape, I'm sorry. So many fans are so excited about this track. I'm not very familiar with it, but I'm pretty pumped just because other people are pumped. When other people are pumped, I've always been it's not good to have a double negative, but I've always really enjoyed the track that the fans have loved. So Coconut Mall being right in that mix. So I'm really excited about it. I'll probably watch a video here soon, but it does come with some better rewards. Better being relative, I guess. Not a big fan of any of those items, to be honest with you. I like the Koopa design, but this is probably the least valuable out of all the Koopa Kings. Now, I will say, one of the thought processes, you think about things like the cats last year or the penguins last year. The way when you have this large family of reskins, typically what they do is they have the majority of them have the kind of the same scale, and then they have one that's an off scale. You think about the cats, you had Meowser having Coinbox, but the rest had kind of the Super Bell. And with a lot of the penguins, they had the ice flower, but then you had, what was it, the toad one that had the dash ring. So I think there's always one that has the off one. Now, Peach has a lot of alts with a lot of different skills. We haven't seen a Bowser with, a lot of other skills. So I'd like to see him be the one that kind of gets that alternative skill. My guess is Lucky 7.
But not Coinbox, because he already has 2 Coinbox.
I'm with you there. I'm with you. So I'm not expecting.
I think he has only 2 ults in the game if you don't count the Dry Bowsers, because technically it's a separate character and they're both Coinboxes.
Yeah, so really the field is open for them giving him basically any other skill other than this capsule skill or coin box. They could give him Lucky 7, they could give him Boomerang, they could give him a variety of things. Any guesses from you, Antilev, as to what this Dr. Fest has in store?
I'm actually hoping he gets Bowser Shell. We haven't had a Bowser Shell driver since Dry Bowser way back. And it's actually a pretty underrated skill. I think it's somewhere in the like also rans like triple banana or dash ring, where it's just below the top 4, but you can especially with the base point changes, you can get some good scoring with the Bowser Shell, so it'd be nice to have a new Bowser Shell item. I'm looking forward to this. I actually like versus tours. I know most people don't. I think they're kind of fun, and I'm really psyched for this new track. Koopa Cape is probably my third favorite Mario Kart Wii track. I played a lot of Mario Kart Wii back in the day. It's probably my third favorite track, and my 2 favorite ones are already in the game. So I'm really excited for it. I really like Koopa Cape, so I like it a lot better than Coconut Mall, actually.
Okay.
So I'm really looking forward to it. Oh yeah, and the better rewards at the Toka Shop are a total joke. I mean, what a bunch of crap.
We will get that gold pipe though. That gold pipe is pretty slick.
I'll hit the gold pipe for sure, but it'll just be another Bumble 5 dupe or something.
Probably, man. Good. So your top 1 and 2 favorite were right behind, right in front of Koopa Cape. Were what?
Maple Treeway and then DK Summit. DK Summit's my favorite Wii track. It's
I
love it. I love winter sports like snowboarding, skiing, and I love the music. It's just a great track. And then Maple Treeway is iconic. It's great.
Yeah, you know what?
I'm happy.
Is Koopa Cape is that a free track? Is that a long track?
It's relatively long. Yeah, it's not a short track, that's for sure. It's got some cool sections, some kind of underwater sections, but not really. You go in like a tunnel under the water, so you're still driving on. There is one really annoying part where you have to go through like a rotating lightning gate, and if you touch it, it shrinks you like a lightning. So I hope they take that out. I think in Mario Kart 8 or whenever it came back as a retro, they had already taken it out. So I'm hoping that's the same, because that could really annoy a lot of people scoring wise. You basically ruin a run if you touch that. But yeah, it's a fun track. It has good music and it has a nice vibe.
Nice, man. Awesome. Good. Let's get into the buffs. So as you can see, we have a lot of buffs this tour. In fact, that's one of the reasons why this is getting it to you a little later than usual. We have Daisy Farmer getting 4 buffs here. We have essentially, actually, Angela, why don't you take it from here? Why do we have so many buffs this tour? What's going on in some of these tracks that were brought back?
So it's not a city tour, so our new track is a new retro. But we have 5 courses which are returning after a pretty long time. Daisy Hills, Bowser's Castle 1, Donut Plains 1. I'm blanking now on them because I don't have them like right in front of me. Oh yeah, Royal Raceway and what was the last one? Shy Guy Bazaar. Yeah, so 4 of those, not including Donut Plains 1, we haven't seen for more than 6 months, and then Donut Plains 1, I think, because you saw it last time in New Year's tour. So there's a lot of like newer characters which haven't seen any of those. That's 5 courses times 3. That's 15 tracks. If you add like the one of the RTs, which is 2 of the RTs, RMX Mario Circuit 1 RT and Mario Circuit 3 RT, which we also RMX Mario Circuit 1 RT we haven't seen for a year. It was in the wedding tour last year when Tuxedo came out. Even the one before that, because he hadn't seen it yet. So there's 17 tracks which we haven't seen in a long time, so that's why we have so many buffs this tour.
A lot of buffs.
3 new ones.
Yeah. We'll start with Daisy Farmer. She's got 4 buffs here, but I wouldn't necessarily get super excited about them. The Daisy Hills R, and Donut Plains 1T, and this is the Coconut Mall T. That's where you'll see the Coco. That we're literally running out of CMs and RRs, and it's getting quite confusing. So you'll see Royal, where it stands for Royal Raceway, and Coco for Coconut Mall. But that's the state of the game right now. We just have so many buffs where now coming up within spitting distance of 3 years, and so it's kind of one of the reasons why the Tabor and others in the community are really feeling the pressure. So I just appreciate everyone who's willing, that's been doing all these resources, and just thank you so much. We've even put out in our server if anyone would be interested in helping us out and kind of assuming some of the role that the Tabor was doing, and we have 3 volunteers. So so ecstatic for just really our members and willing to step up. But if you're interested, those watching at home, if you really find this stuff information, not just the buffs, but the top 10 and helping us keep it alive, we'd love to be able to get in touch with you. Reach out here on the comments or through Discord. But back to the buffs, we have a number of drivers with 3 buffs here, including Berto Me Racing Suit, the Charging Chuck, which is number 8 on our list. We have the King Boo, Peach Yukata, Rosalina Valdendam, and your Yoshi Gold Egg. So couple top skills when you think about Charging Chuck, Rosalina Valdendam, and the Yoshi Egg Gold. Unfortunately, well, I guess you can consider it a win from Yoshi. He's got Donut Plains 1 and Donut Plains 1R, which, although short tracks, decent tracks for a coin box. I believe neither one of them had coin box on it at all.
Correct.
And Coconut Mall are a decent one as well. So all 3 of those are a win for Yoshi Egg. So I think that's positive for him. Charging Chuck, it's weird. He's kind of come out of the woodwork, getting a lot of buffs here. I've noticed, at least from my friends. He's one that's, I don't know, he had a lot of overlap with other drivers to start, but he's come on really strong here lately, getting some nice buffs here. Donut Plains 1's a good track for him. Bowser's Castle 1R, I believe there's a Coinbox driver on that, so it's not that great. But Coconut Mall's good track for him too. Unfortunately, we have the new and fun Giant Banana alongside him, so you see some people go back and forth between those top skills, but really, those are going to be your best options. Really, that's kind of it covering, at least from my perspective, covering those that got 3 buffs. For the drivers, they got 2 buffs. Some not bad ones here. Let's kind of focus on the top skills if we can. Mario Samurai has gotten 2 buffs. Bowser's Castle 1R, and then the remix goes to Valley RT. But he has no cities. That's good for him. The Gold Miiri suit, he keeps getting more and more buffs. He's up to 18 non-city tracks. And of course, he gets Shy Guy Bazaar R and Bowser's Castle 1T. And then, as we alluded to, Pink Shy Guy Ninja gets Royal Raceway R. Not a great track for him. There's already a lot of Coinbox drivers on there, but Coconut Mall is a huge win for him. There are some tiny ways that you go throughout the mall that could be great for Giant Banana, but then there are also a couple options where someone could go this way or go that way. And so it can be tough if the bots all go a different direction. You just kind of have to take the ones that maybe the green escalators, etc., that you think the bots will take. Then Luigi Vacation, he's got 18 non-city tracks, 6 cities with Shy Guy Bazaar T and Coconut Mall T. Coconut Mall T is a huge win for him. Shy Guy Bazaar T, it's okay. I think that's not a track necessarily people are considering a win for him. And then Meowser, it's Bowser's Castle 1R and Bowser's Castle 1T. Not great tracks for him, but it makes sense since he is Meowser getting Bowser's Castle. And then a number of drivers getting 1 buff. I'm not going to get into them all, but we have Bronze Me Racing Suit. He gets a nice little track there with, what is DH? I'm trying to remember there. Sorry. I saw him pop up.
Sorry, which one?
DH, the Bronze Me Suit.
Daisy Hills.
Daisy Hills. Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to remember which driver I was using before. Was it Dixie?
Maybe Dixie or Black Yoshi.
Yeah. I remember seeing him and being like, oh, wow, this is a win for him.
Yeah.
So good for him. There's this is a track.
It's a non-coin box, non-plus skill track, I think. I think it's one of those few tracks with no top 4.
And it's a track with some interesting coin layout there on the track too. So not a bad buff for the little bronze suits. I don't know how excited you are, Ansel, for the me suits, but I think they're all going to be pretty strong here. I just don't have enough tickets to do everything that I would possibly want with them. I saw Sammy take that one up pretty high. should be fun to finally use him on this track. But then we also have Yoshi Kangaroo getting Coconut Mall R, which is a strong track for him. He's already up to 26 non-city tracks. Unfortunately, that comes with 12 cities, but you're not complaining if you're coming out with 38 total tracks. He's number 9 on our list with no surprise. And so what are your thoughts on the buffed drivers?
Yeah, so I'll get a lot of buffs, so a lot of stuff to discuss. So let's try to get through it like pretty quickly. Luigi Vacation got Coconut Mall T. That's a great buff for him. He's the only plus skill driver on the track. Luigi Vacation is really, I think, peaking in value. Like right now, he will probably get to top 10 with another buff or two next tour, and he's showing up and ranked all over the place. He gets the buffs where he needs to get buffs. So if you're considering investing in him, I would say now is absolutely the time to do it. Mario Samurai actually got a really nice buff in. He's been kind of like lagging, but he got a really nice buff in RMX Ghost Valley 1 RT. He's the only plus skill driver on that track now. I think maybe Peach Happy has it or not, I'm not sure, but it definitely scoring potential wise, he is your number one option there now. He also got Bowser's Castle 1R, but he's competing with Shy Guy Ninja there as the other boomerang driver. Gold Me got 2 buffs again. They're both coin box tracks, but due to the base point boost when he's available, he's not going to have overlaps. He's going to be, if you have him triple capped in like a bunch of Mii suits, he's going to have the highest base points. So you don't have to worry about overlaps. So yeah, 2 like pretty, I would say, solid buffs. It doesn't matter what he gets. If he gets tracks, it's adding to his value. Charge and Chuck got 3 buffs. Unfortunately, all of them are shared with other plus skill drivers, like you mentioned before. Meowser got 2 new buffs. He's just kind of steamrolling there. He got Bowser's Castle 1R, which he shares with Ninja, which is, I'd rather do Boomerang on a short track like that than Coin Box, but some people don't agree. You get Bowser's Castle 1T, which I think had already Gold Bones and or Kamek, but he's the only large Coin Box driver there now, so that's a really good one. And then there's another one that doesn't show up here, but he got a mid-shelf buff on Bowser's Castle 1N, which is actually a big buff for Shy Guy Ninja because he has that track, but there was no mid-shelf Coin Boxer there before, so now it becomes a way easier boombox track than before. So that's a big buff for Shy Guy Ninja. Moving on, Pink Ninja Shy Guy got 2 buffs. He's probably your best option on ranked. Maybe Lucky 7 is better on Coconut Mall N this week. And I got Royal Raceway R. That's a coin box track, but it's also a track where you could get 200 actions with Giant Banana, and I think that might even be preferable to coin box there. Volendam, she got 3 buffs. 2 of them are non-coin box, and Cheap Island, and she's your best option there. Only Happy Peach is the other plus skill driver there. And finally, Yoshi Gold Egg, he got 3 exclusive coin box tracks, which is crazy. Donut Plains 1N and 1R. I still think I'd rather use Boomerang Bro on 1N. It's a 4-box track. It's short. They're both not the greatest for coin boxes because they're these short tracks. They're kind of a pain to grind. But he got 3 exclusives. I mean, it's a massive buff for him. That's basically what I have on the drivers.
Yeah, you know what? I'm with you. I agree with the philosophy that a short track, a boombox driver is going to be the better bet because all you have to do is just get that boombox and then maybe a coin or a banana, and it's going to outproduce a coin box driver. Now, there are some cases where you have like a trick track where things are a little obscure for a coin box driver, and then in that case, even a longer trick track, a boomerang driver might be better. But I think boomerang drivers in general are the biggest winners when it comes to all of these coin box drivers getting more and more tracks added on the second shelf, etc. So the more coin box drivers we see in the game, that increases the value of Volendam and for Samurai in general, in addition to the Ninja and the Vacation. I like what you're saying about Luigi Vacation. If you have to put a ticket on him for ranked, don't be ashamed. He does seem like he's peaking right now. I really enjoy using him. I think the hardest part is just with tickets. It's really hard to put your tickets in all these special drivers outside of Coinbox. Good. Let's get to who got buffed for the carts. So starting off, Flower Card getting 4 buffs. Antliv, one of your favorite cards here, getting 4 buffs right off the start. 11 non-city tracks, 3 cities there. Great for the Flower Card. It's a nice, decent-sized hitbox. They have 4 carts that get 3 buffs, and I think really the prop cart you'll see right there, number 3 on our list. Those 3 buffs are coming huge. So I think thinking about Sammy D and his prop cart, but we have so many people invest in it. It's a great cart, decent hitbox, 19 non-city tracks, 2 cities, and then the Security Hop Rod, my personal favorite cart. It's got 15 non-city tracks, 1 city. Not the greatest hitbox in the world, but really outside of that, everything is in its favor. I think it's one of the most underrated carts this year. But again, we're gonna have to wait and see. It's still pretty new, but 15 on-city tracks, 1 city there for Secura Hop Rod. And then a number of cards getting 2 buffs. Again, we have a lot of buffs this tour, so be patient with us. I won't get through with them all, but the Armored Rider, a really, really strong card. It's I think a lot of people are thinking this could be the next yellow off-roader. It's got 16 non-city tracks, 0 cities, number 14 on our list. We have the Cupid's Arrow, 17 non-city tracks, 3 cities, number 11 on our list. I'm a big fan of these special pipe carts. Then we have the Combo Cruiser, a really, really popular cart and continues to be in ranked. It's really, really strong right now, number 7. For the Combo Cruiser, 17 non-city tracks, 3 cities. I think though, if some people ask, hey, should I even on today's stream, should I invest in Combo Cruiser or another? I think it was Cupid's Arrow or something. And man, it's tough. I would say that if you have Yellow Off-Roader invested or Cactar, Combo Cruiser looks a little bit less attractive, but I really don't think you can go wrong in almost any case investing in Combo Cruiser. It's a really strong cart. And I'm surprised it didn't get a Coconut Mall buff. I think that goes really well with the little food court going on. But hey, maybe food courts are a little different in Japan. Kind of skimming through the rest. Warrior Wagon, 16 non-city tracks, 1 city there, number 6 on our list. And then your Tiger Bruiser, 18 non-city tracks, 2 cities. I'm sure you keep an eye on that. I'll let you touch on that before we go. And then for all of the carts, they got 1 buff. You have the Gray Cat Cruiser, Green B the Green B Dasher Mark II. That one's in ranked this week with 18 non-city tracks, 10 cities. You have the Jukebox Buggy, 22 non-city tracks, 3 cities. It's number 10 on our list. Really cool looking glider there. And this came out in the Singapore tour. Both of the Singapore items really strong on our list, with the Roaring Racer number 4 on our list. 18 non-city tracks, 4 cities there, which is really both of these only having 3 and 4 cities. Coming out of a city tour is phenomenal that they've kept this value, but they came into the game right at the perfect time. And then, as we alluded to earlier, the White Snow Skimmer, 19 non-city tracks, 3 cities, just outside of the top 15. Ansel, what are your thoughts on the carts that got buffed?
So a couple of things. Cupid's Arrow got 2 really good. It's gotten a lot of buffs in the last couple of tours. It's going really strong. It's from the LA tour, so it still has quite a few tracks to see. So I think this one is one where the arrow is pointing up. Sorry for that. Oh boy. It got Royal Raceway T and Coconut Mall R. So pretty decent buffs there. It's jump boost plus card, so getting a T track is always good. Random when the Sleigh Rider got 2 Daisy Hills tracks, which are not. I know we don't see Daisy Hills that often, so I don't consider those really super buffs. Prop card got 3 buffs. That's one of the big winners. It got new Coconut Mall R. Great. Now that it's Coinbox, it's a Coinbox track with Gold Yoshi. It's got Mario Circuit 3 RT and Daisy Hills, and a little bit less interesting. Warrior Wagon got 1 Coinbox track and 1 non-Coinbox track. It got the BC Bowser's Castle 1R, and it got the RMX Ghost Valley 1RT, which is not Coinbox, but it is pretty paywalled. Combo Cruiser actually got 2 Coinbox tracks, so that's good. We were concerned with it getting non-Coinbox tracks, not taking advantage of its size. It got Donut Plains 1T, I think that's a Swim Rosalina and Gold Koopa track, and it got Coconut Mall R, which is Gold Yoshi. Your Secura Hop Rod got 3 buffs, which you must be really happy with.
Very happy.
Yeah. Shy Guy Bazaar R, Bowser's Castle 1N, and Coconut Mall T. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to talk here about with the cards. Yeah, Flower Card, 4 buffs. That's awesome considering it had so many cities to start with. Tiger Bruiser got a couple of buffs. They're both Bowser Castles, though. Gray Cat got another buff. That's a crazy card, but I can't go through all of them because we just don't have time.
We don't. A lot of buffs. That is for sure.
53 buffs for carts in total, which is on retro tracks, which is insane. We've had tours where we've had less than 53 buffs total.
Yeah, so the flower cart, you're feeling pretty good about, though.
Yeah, for sure.
And a little bit more excited about than maybe the Tiger Bruiser so far.
I think Tiger Bruiser is almost done. I think those New Year's Eve items have seen all but 26 tracks. So, the vast majority they've already seen. So those, Meowser, Tiger Bruiser, Cat Rosalina, etc., they're close to the end.
Okay. Well, that one's tough. But I do think that I do have this philosophy where, one within a family is a little stronger than the rest. And we haven't really had a bruiser be really, really strong. So I think that the white might just be one more reason to enjoy it. What do you think?
Definitely could be. I mean, who knows? Tiger Bruiser might, if it gets like 4 more tracks, I would say that that's a pretty top tier card. 22 non-cities would be pretty awesome. Which is a pretty tall order, but it might continue to get buffed. So we'll see. It's not quite done yet.
Okay. All right. You will notice, I'm surprised you didn't mention it, the Vampire Flyer is not on this list, so no buffs for even despite all of these buffs coming this tour. I'm surprised you didn't take that shot at me, but I appreciate it. We'll get to it in the top 10, but we have 2 gliders that got 3 buffs: the Gold Eggshell Glider and the Green Sprout. Shout out to the SGS. The Green Sprout Gang, GSG. Sorry about that. I really like the Gold Eggshell Glider. I think that's going to be a really strong glider when it's all said and done. Green Sprout, though, little rougher. 2 of the tracks were donut plains where we don't need coverage. But I think the Coconut Mall, the one that I have Galaxy Glider, so I don't necessarily need the Green Sprout. Because I'm just waiting for the moment to pull the trigger, but it's not this tour. I would say both outside the mall. This is not a great series for the Green Sprout. For all of the gliders that got 2 buffs, Candlelight Flight, huge winner here. 23 non-city tracks, 4 cities, number 1 on our list. Huge glider for us. We're looking for the next Black Raid sale, and we saw the Golden Wings, and Golden Wings is still really strong glider. But something's got to come after that. I don't know what it's going to be. Man, this Gold Eggshell Glider could be it, or maybe this Candlelight Flight is it, and we're just looking for the next one, even though it's right underneath our nose. So we'll have to see how it all plans out, and if how it all pans out, and see if it still sticks out the number 1 ranking. But it's a great cover. What's that?
It's going to be Wonderful Wings.
Wonderful Wings is up, coming on the rise, man.
That's the next one. That's I'm calling it. It's going to be number 1.
I like how when I look at his thumbnail, I can't even see it. It's like, what's going on? Yeah, but Wonderful Wings there, number 13 on our list. It's got 18 non-city tracks, 1 city. We really like the fact that it's only got 1 city. But there are a couple options here, not far behind, including the Sakura Origami Glider at 16 non-city tracks and 0 cities, and Waluigi's Mustache for 17 non-city tracks, 2 cities. But people not necessarily a big fan of Sakura Origami Glider. I know I was talking with Jeeves, and he was very disappointed so far in its production. And then rounding out the gliders with 1 buff, you have 8-Bit Super Mushroom, number looks like 14 on our list. It's seen better days. Galaxy Glider, number 12 on our list with 21 non-city tracks, 1 city. I might take this to 700 to be honest with you. I really love the Galaxy Glider. My only fear is it could be in a pack or could be in a pipe here in the near future. But I absolutely love it. If it does, you should be pulling on it for sure. Meteor Balloons, number 5 on our list, 20 non-city tracks, 2 cities there. Starry Great Sail, number 7 on our list, 24 non-city tracks, 10 cities for a total of 34 total tracks. That is a phenomenal glider. Silver Surf Master, 21 non-city tracks, 13 cities. Number 4 on our list. Even the Gold Crane gets a nice little buff there, 21 non-city tracks, 6 cities. I will say Snow Crystals gets a buff, which I'm really happy about. I love when I can finally use it again, but I don't get to use it very often. 21 non-city tracks, 6 cities there for Snow Crystals. Doesn't move it into any top 10 list, but I think a lot of people really like its coverage. For what it's worth, I'm not as big of a fan, but I know others are. So what are your thoughts on the gliders, Antelope?
Yeah, I think it's like nice to see a glide. You know, when we have it's usually in city tours, or when we have multiple instances of multiple variants in a single rank. So like week 2 we have Coconut Mall R and Coconut Mall T. They usually give one of them a sort of more forgiving top shelf. So that's Coconut Mall R, but it's still nice to see older gliders like Gold Crane getting buff on that. You know, that's really nice to see. Yeah, Candlelight Flay with the 2 buffs, it's jumping up to number 1, and you know, well deserved. It's just a really good all-around glider, good ranked, good coverage, good everything. Yeah, Mario's mustache is pretty nice when it got Coconut Mall N. So it's in rank this week. That's nice. And then it got Mario Circuit 3 RT, which I guess is kind of appropriate. Like Wonderful Wings, which I'm calling right now is going to be number 1 at some point. It got also Coconut Mall N and Shy Guys RT. Golden Eggshell, probably the biggest winner here. 3 nice tracks. Shy Guys are N, Royal Raceway R, and Coconut Mall R. Glittering Parasol, Coconut Mall T, so that's a pretty tough top shelf, probably the toughest of the 3 new variants, and Royal Raceway T. And finally, what was the one where we 8-Bit Super Mushroom. There were only 5 retro tracks left in the game, all RTs, which I had not seen.
Oh wow!
And it got one. So it's you want a new Black Raid sale. It's got 26 non-cities. I mean, I know it kind of isn't that much ranked anymore, but coverage-wise, it just blows everything else away. It's a really insane glider. It still has 3 RTs, and one of them is also a Mario Circuit RT. It's Mario Circuit 2 RT, and it could very well get that one. It could have 27 non-cities. That would be absolutely insane.
That would be really good. Yeah, no, I appreciate. 8-Bit Super Mushroom's still a really strong glider. It's one of the reasons why they had it in that really expensive pack last tour for sure. By the way, are you pro or against snow crystals? What's your stance on the snow crystals?
I used to be kind of against it because for being a green shell glider, it didn't have that great coverage, but now it has gotten some buffs recently. It's up to over 20 non-city tracks, so I'm generally a fan. It's a little bit too late for my account to invest in it, but I don't think it's a bad glider. The problem is I don't like investing in the old stuff unless it has absolutely just like killer coverage.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
But I would say I'm generally positive on snow crystals. For the people who invested in it early, they got a good return on it, I would say.
Yeah, I invested in it early, and I feel like I've gotten my value out of it. So I'm not I'm not returning my goods, but I'm not necessarily shouting from the rooftops that everyone else should go that direction. So
are you in a hurry to take it to 8 then? I guess
not. No. I think I got it in the pack 3 times or whatever, so I have it sitting there, but I'm not going to. Doesn't do a lot for my account, but again, I really enjoy using it though, so I'm really ecstatic. It's in ranked this tour, so very, very happy to use it again, and every time I can use it, I'm really ecstatic. But again, for me, I just wish it. I don't know. I'm always expecting a little bit more from gliders I take up that high, but it is what it is. If you really like it, keep going with it, and we'll take it from there. Now, no new news to the top 10. No big changes to the algorithm. For good reason. Algorithm has a lot going to it. If you at home, if you really are passionate about the top 10, we have a job opening or an opportunity to volunteer to help us with the algorithm. There's a lot of data going into the algorithm right now. We might have to create a lighter version of it, or be able to make some tweaks in the next couple of tours. If you would like to volunteer, you know how to get in touch with me. I have this channel called YouTube. And you can either comment or you can find me on Discord as well. But let's get into the top 10 items. There's a lot going on here because we do have the gold Mii racing suit hitting number 1 before we even have access to him. I think once we saw that this was going to happen, again, this has no aspect of the base points taken into account yet. We really haven't even changed the algorithm to reflect that, and he's still number 1. Meaning that if somehow we change the algorithm with somebody's help, he could be even more powerful. And honestly, he is going to dominate the rest of 2022. I don't think there's any doubt about it. I really can't speak high enough. If you don't have enough tickets to take him right immediately from to 7 or 8 level 8 the day you get him, or triple uncap him, like you're only doing it to your own detriment. It's going to be really, really helpful from a meta perspective to be able to do that. Not everyone can afford it. Not everyone can plan for that. But at least have enough tickets to take it to 4. If you're free to play or something like that. I know Kevin Garrett's been saving up tickets for months now, maybe even a whole year. I would be surprised if he even, who isn't a big Coinbox fan, didn't take him really, really high. These Miis are absolutely crushing the meta, and this reflects that. He's number 1 on our list. Should I keep saying that? He's number 1 on our list. He's number 1 on our list. This is like,
I mean, I think you also have to put the caveat that most free-to-play players are not going to get him because they're not going to get the tier 80. I mean, that's just the unfortunate, circumstances that it is kind of restricted for most players to that.
That is true. So Kevin Garrett will not be taken to level 8 the first week that everyone else does. But I assume that when and if he gets to that level, he probably will be ecstatic to do that. But I do think you're right. If you are a whale and you have you're getting tickets some way or another, you should be saving them as much as possible for this gold Mii racing suit. He is going to be meta. Is there any downside to investing in gold Mii as soon as he comes out?
A lot of his current ranking is carried by his ranked appearances. He's only 59th in coverage. So the tracks aren't necessarily there yet, but compared to the other Coinbox drivers, he's got 18 non-cities and he still has a lot of tracks to see. So, not really, I would say. The best thing about him is there is no such thing as overlap because, with the base points bonus that he will be, even compared to a level 8 triple capped heavy, he will be a better option because he's big, effectively like a quadruple cap driver if you use those 16 cap tickets on him or her, as the case may be.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Things are about to get shaken up. As you can see by this top 10 list, we have Meowser still number 2 on our list, up 3 spots. He is well deserving of your tickets if you need to put tickets on it. He'd be really the only exception of I would put tickets on right now instead of the gold Mii suit because he is going to help you get the Mii suit to begin with. So if you have to, not that you can use him this tour, but if you have to use him in ranked, again, take it for what it's worth. He's a strong Coinbox driver. You have a number of other drivers that moved down in order to make room for Meowser and Gold Mii Racing Suit, including Tanuki Rosalina down 2 spots, Kamek down 1 spot, and Peach Happy down 1 spot. You got Mario Salaview, number 6 on our list, and King Bob-omb Gold holding down number 7. Both of those static from last tour. You have Charging Chuck charging into our top 10, up 8 spots, cutting his lead in half to number 8. And then you have Yoshi Kangaroo up 3 spots to number 9, pushing Bowser Santa down 1 spot. Rounding out the top 15, you have Waluigi Vampire at 11, Dry Bones Gold at 12, Peach Explorer at 13, Luigi Vacation at 14, and Mario Tuxedo at 15. So as you can see here, we have Coinbox, Lucky 7, Coinbox, Lucky 7, Boomerang, Coinbox. This top 10 list, even really the top 15 with Dry Bones Gold and Luigi Vacation, Mario Tuxedo. These are a lot of top skills, and this is kind of what I like to see out of a top 10 list. But Anselm, what are your thoughts on this on the driver list?
Yeah, so Gold Mii, we already discussed it. It's being carried now by ranked appearances, which is weird because it's not available to be used in ranked, but we'll see if that holds up. Meowser's number 2, even though he's only 25th in ranked appearances, which says a lot for his coverage, which is really good. Luigi Vacation is up to 14th. He's number 2 in ranked appearances though, so he's really, like I said before, he's peaking right now. He's getting in ranked a lot. His coverage is still not the best. He's 51st in raw coverage, 78th in weighted coverage. Charging Chuck, big jump, 8 spots. He's number 10 in ranked appearances, but he's also number 20 in raw coverage, so he's getting a pretty nice all-around value at the moment. Waluigi Vampire fell 3 spots. He's out of the top 10. He still has good stats all around. Number 7 in ranked appearances, number 5 in raw coverage, number 6 in weighted coverage. But it's just the fact that he's not top 3 in ranked anymore, and he has a bad skill. So he's going to continue to fall, I would say, going forward. And then finally, Yoshi Goldegg isn't on this list. He's at 17 already. He will break the top 15 next tour. I can guarantee it.
All right, for the top 10 cards, we have Yellow Off-Roader at number 1 and Cactar 2 at number 2, holding down this spot. This has been 1A, 1B, back and forth, up and down, flipping and flopping, really for the last couple months now. Both of these cards really, really strong. Highly recommend investing in either one of them. We do have the prop cart coming up 4 spots into number 3. We have the Roaring Racer, which has been a ranked king here for quite some time, up 1 spot to number 4. Unfortunately, pushing down my Vampire Flyer down 2 spots to number 5. I know Vampire Flyer had a lot of ranked coverage, but still, I'm still using it 3 or 4 times in All Cup ranking. Still enjoying it, but it got no buffs this tour, which I think it takes a negative, huge negative for the Vampire Flyer. We have the Warrior Wagon up 3 spots to number 6. The Combo Cruiser up 4 spots to number 7. And then the Gray Cat Cruiser up 5 spots to number 8. I think I saw Antlev, you put some tickets on that Gray Beast, huh?
I did that for ACR back at the New Year's Tour. So I invested in it right away because it just covered like 3 tracks where I had nothing on it. But it has been a completely pleasant surprise. It's like the new Purple Bunny. It just shows up exactly where you need it. There'd be some track with this like massively obscure top shelf. Like, where do these random cards? And then the Gray Cat's there, and it's like, okay, save my ass again.
There you go.
It's so good. It's tiny, but it's amazing. All good.
Next, we have Tanuki Kart down 3 spots to number 9, kind of in the similar boat to the Vampire Flyer. Wonderful looking card, great hitbox. Just hasn't been used much or gotten the great buffs here this tour. And then we have Jukebox Buggy, which broke our top 10 not long ago, but still holding on to that top 10 spot. Thanks to some nice buffs here. We'll see where it goes. I'm not sure if it'll go up or go down going forward. Roaring Racer came out at the same exact time, came up much higher on this list. Cupid's Arrow at 11. Silver King still holding down number in the top 15, but it has not gotten much love at all lately. It's been over a month since we've seen some really good buffs for Silver King. With the Red Crawley card at number 13, kind of almost a permanent top 15, but not really a top 10 item anymore either. We have the Armored Rider at 14 and the Romby Runner at 15. I think all 15 though, because there's so many carts now, really all top 15 are solid investments right now. Really, I think sometimes if you're having to pick between them, you kind of got to go with the newer one, but really all of these carts are phenomenal carts to invest in. Ansel, what are your thoughts on these top 15 carts?
Yeah, so actually quite a few comments here. Let's start with the prop card, which is, okay, we don't need to talk about Yellow Off-Roader and Cactar because we talked about them enough. Everybody knows how good they are. Prop card, up to 19th in coverage. It's 6th in the ranked. Like I said before, the Sky Tour items still have 74 tracks left to see. So like almost 40% of all retro tracks they have not seen yet, so a huge amount of room for buffs left there. I can see that becoming the number 1 easily going forward. Warrior Wagon, that's number 4 in ranked, number 70 in raw coverage. It's not there yet from a coverage perspective, but it's ranked and size are carrying it. And then we've got a couple more cards like that where they're getting good like ranked appearances, but their size and their size and ranked, the coverage is not that great, but their size and ranked are carrying their rating. Cupid's Arrow, number 12 in ranked, number 49 in raw coverage. Armored Rider is 23rd in ranked, 56th in raw coverage. That's number 14 on the list. Combo Cruiser 16th in ranked and 52nd in raw coverage. And we got 2 cards which are kind of being limited by their sizes. The Gray Cat Cruiser and the Jukebox Buggy. They are 156th and 134th in cart size, respectively, the Gray Cat and Jukebox. But the Jukebox is 3rd in ranked and 6th in raw coverage, and Gray Cat is 2nd in ranked and 9th in raw coverage. So if you remove the size component, these would both be like top 5 or maybe even top 3 cards.
Wow.
Moving on, some older gliders, or sort of older cards rather, which are kind of falling down. The Silver King, it's 20th in ranked only now, so it's fallen out of the top 10. It's down 8 spots, I think, which is a crazy drop, but it's just because of so many buffs and it didn't get one. That's why it fell down a bit. Still 12th in raw coverage and 6th in weighted coverage. And Red Crawley was a ranked champion. It's down to 15th in ranked, but it never really got the coverage which you would hope for such a big card. It's 69th in raw coverage and 77th in weighted coverage. I would definitely see the Red Crawley card falling out of the top 15. And it is quite a far way to fall, I would say, considering that it doesn't have that good coverage.
Really good points. Let's get to gliders. All right, well, if we haven't mentioned it yet, we have the Candlelight Flight at number 1, up 1 spot. Pink Gold Meteors, certainly a strong glider, up 1 spot. Unfortunately, the downside to that is it knocks Golden Wings off of its perch, down 2 spots to number 3. Still a strong glider, though. Silver Surf Master, up 1 spot to number 4. Meteor Balloons, up 2 spots to number 5. That unfortunately knocking down the Dream Glider 2 spots to number 6. Stargate Sail, still a top 10 glider, up 2 spots to number 7. Magic Parasol up 3 spots, breaking back into the top 10 at number 8. Springtime Crane down 1 spot to number 9. And then 8-Bit Bullet Bill up 2 spots to number 10. And then rounding out the top 15, we have Black Cat Parafoil at 11. Galaxy Glider at 12. Wonderful Wings at 13. 8-Bit Super Mushroom at 14. And Ship's Wheel at 15. As we've already alluded to, we're both big fans of the 8-Bit Super Mushroom and Wonderful Wings. On the outside looking in, both of those really strong. One on the rise, that's Wonderful Wings, alongside, as we alluded to already, Candlelight Flight. These are 2 of the strongest gliders right now. The 8-Bit Super Mushroom, Golden Wings, even Stargate Sail and Dream Glider, still really strong gliders to hold on to. But Angela, what are your thoughts on our top 10 gliders?
Yeah, so like as we said before, the Candlelight Flight, it's number 1 ranked, but it's also number 7th in raw coverage. So it's just a generally all-around great glider. Pink Gold Meteor is like it's being carried by its skill, and it's like it's number 2 in ranked appearances. Okay, that's great. But if you compare it to the Golden Wings, like it's number 32 in raw coverage, where Golden Wings is number 1. Golden Wings is really starting to get hurt by its coin plus skill, which we downgraded in the last algorithm update. If you look at coverage, it's awesome. If you look at ranked, it's still 7th in ranked appearances. It's just, coin gives it an 83rd ranking in skill, so that's a bit difficult for that one. The Stargate Sail, another good all-around glider. It's got good coverage, number 12, and raw coverage at 17th in ranked. Even though it's like an older glider, it still manages to get in ranked a lot, and it still manages to get buffs like pretty regularly. I really like that one. Finally, the Wonderful Wings. It's 11th in ranked and 21st in raw coverage, so it's not just a question of it being carried by ranked. And then, like I said before, those Sky Tour items. Actually, let's give an update on those Sky Tour gliders. We have 3 of them. The Sky High Flyer actually went down from 34 to 37. The Record Setter went up 10 spots, a huge jump because it got 2 buffs from 32nd to 22nd. And Wonderful Wings went up 6 spots from 19 to 13. So it looks like the clear winner from the Sky Tour gliders so far is the Wonderful Wings. We'll see how they go going forward. As far as the gliders go, not as much movement there. There were much less buffs on the glider side, 38 as opposed to 55 for drivers and 53 for carts.
Good point there. Moving into kind of what you're referring to there is the top movers and shakers from this tour. Obviously we got Daisy Farmer with some buffs that I'm not too excited about. Pichukata, okay, all right, fine. Now we're talking. We got Pink Shy Guy Ninja up 19 spots to number 40. Still, you'd like to see him a little higher, but he's moving higher than his Ninja counterparts or Ninja Tour counterparts, with Mario Samurai up 17 spots to number 55. And then, as you talked about earlier, Yoshi Goldegg, already 17 on our list. He will be top 10. We'll see. I can see him getting nice and cozy at number 2 on our list, right next to that gold Mii suit for a couple months there. We have the King Boo Mii racing suit, which, by the way, you were asking about earlier. The Ghost Valley 1RT, the King Boo Mii suit, and the Nabbit Mii suit. Both of those are on there. It's not Cup Boost. It's not any other boost. They actually have that track. So those are only the top skills on that track, in addition to Samurai. Just wanted to put that out there. And then Light Blue Toad Pit Crew. up 15 spots. These names keep getting longer and longer. Can you look at this list? This is a lot of long names. I apologize, guys. Berto Me Racing Suit up 14 spots, number 13. Sorry, 113. And then we have Rosalina Valdendam up to your favorite number there, number 69. She's very impressive. You gotta like that. I don't know. And I'm not sure what her future will hold. It's still too early to tell.
Only a second tour, so yeah, way too early.
What are your thoughts on the drivers? Anything stand up?
Yeah, like Yoshi Goldegg and Pink Ninja, they're a little bit carried by their ranked appearances, I would say. Pink Ninja is 11th in ranked, and Yoshi Goldegg is 13th in ranked. But I mean, they're still very new, so like, you know, they have a lot of tracks to see. So it's good to see that they're getting up there already. You know, I have not invested in Yoshi Goldegg. He's still level 1 for me, but Pink Ninja, I maxed out early on. I'm a really big fan of Giant Banana, so I'm hoping he gets a lot more nice buffs. But it's looking good so far. And then one more thing that's not on there: Donkey Kong Jr. fell 11 spots from 20 to 31st. Yeah, he's not getting in ranked anymore, so he's 47th in ranked appearances. So that's hurting him even with his great coverage.
He wasn't ranked last tour, but yeah, I get what you're saying. That's tough for him. If you were curious about the brand new tractor-looking karts, the Dragonfly and Firefly both went up a little bit there, both inside the top 40. But the Firefly is what's pulling ahead, number 26 on our list. I'm sorry, moved up. I apologize. Both of these moved up 36 and 26 spots to breaking the top 100 for Dragonfly. It's number 97, and the Firefly 112. Still too early to tell, but both of these got some nice changing in the algorithm as you would expect. I think just kind of high level overview, just kind of take a look at these. Nothing too crazy. I will say this: the Secure Hop Rod is really the only one that broke the top 30. It's already at 26. Which, again, I know I'm biased, but it's really the only one that's broken the top 30. So I think that's substantial. It went up 20 spots, as we talked about earlier, to number 26. Then most improved gliders. The Secure Origami Glider made the biggest change, up 30 spots to number 51. Finally saw some good buffs there. The Gold Eggshell Glider, thanks to its buffs, went up 24 spots to number 46 on our list, which is great for a relatively new glider there. Green Sprout, case for those GSGs out there, went up 23 spots. Unfortunately, only number 101 on our list here. We got some mustaches making some movement, some other origami gliders making some movement. You talked about it earlier, the record setter went up 10 spots to number 22, so it's just outside of our top 20. We'll see what happens there. Snow Crystal's still pretty strong there, number 31 on our list. Cat Parafoil, number 19 on our list, up 7 spots. And then Gold Crane, saw some nice love there. Love myself some Gold Crane. What are your thoughts on the most improved karts and gliders?
Yeah, I mean, the one I want to talk about most would be the Secure Hop Rod. It's up to 20th in raw coverage, which is pretty good considering how new it is. And also 10th in rank, so pretty good, like all around. It doesn't have a huge size, which is why it didn't start off like storming the top 10 like Warrior Wagon or Prop Kart, for example, but I think it'll get up there because it looks very promising. And then one faller, which is not on the list, is Sky Blue B Dasher, fell 12 spots from 19th to 31st. Just the coverage hasn't kept up. It had ranked, but it's 93rd in raw coverage, so it's just one of those ones that didn't quite get there.
Will we ever see a Mark II B Dasher in the top 10 again?
No, they're done getting buffs, unless one goes on like a crazy run of like new tracks. But basically they all topped out somewhere like 14, 15, 16 non-city tracks, which is just like, it's just not enough in this day and age. They all started out with 8 cities, which was just too much to overcome, I guess, which I'm really disappointed with, but I guess it's not that unexpected.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate tease when they put it in ranked. It's like, do you want to put tickets on it? It's like literally only there just to tease you. For All Cup ranking, we got some doctors on top with 12 total tracks between Dr. Mario and Dr. Luigi, with a lot of other new items rounding out with 11 tracks. Capsule Kart, Coconut 1, and Magnifying Glass. That one's going to be tough for the rest of the year. I can promise you that. Some nice ones here. Peach wedding, and strawberry donut. I know the strawberry donut was your daily select. You took to level 8. I'm jealous of that. I wish I would have done that. Gold Glider not doing too much for me. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm now thinking about taking the strawberry donut myself.
It's really good. You know,
really
it doesn't overlap with meta items. That's the thing. It's got all these old courses.
I absolutely love it. I use it all the time. Like I literally have it at the same level as snow crystals. I'm using it twice as much as the snow crystals. Like that's in my mind, like that's how I'm valuing things, is like comparing it to other things at that same level. Strawberry donut's so powerful. I absolutely.
So good.
If you have taken up a couple levels, it will. And you ever think about doing anything for All Cup ranking, it will always help. I use it every single tour.
Yeah, I think that one, or maybe like Dragon Wings, are my top 2 options for getting a shop item to level 8 nowadays.
I mean, I've been playing around with the idea of taking the Galaxy Glider to level 8. I might just do this Strawberry Donut instead, to be honest with you, because it is just so strong and it's never let me down.
You'll get a lot of use.
The only downside, the only reason I haven't already done it is that I know it's going to be in a Gold Pass reward or in a tier shop or something, because they just comes back over. It's like the red B-Dasher. It's like I just know it's going to be in next tour's gold rewards. Just every single tour. All right. Rant over with. We do have Mario Tuxedo, so he's our top coin boxer for All Cup ranking, used 9 times alongside the Starry Great Sale and the library book. I skimmed over the capsule cart and the white Bruiser. Most likely you're not going to be using it high enough to use it for All Cup ranking. Maybe the white Bruiser if you pull in that pipe more than 1,000 rubies. But I think Mario Tuxedo, he might be one that you have at level 7. I know I actually took him to level 8 in triple, I have triple and cap. So he's really strong for me this tour for sure. The only downside is the tracks that he's, half of his track, half of his 9 are used by a larger size coin box driver. So that's going to hurt his value. I'm thinking like, Bowser's Meowser, Bowser Santa on some of these Bowser Castles, etc. So just take that with a grain of salt. You're going to probably want to use the larger hitbox. But Mario Tuxedo, an absolute baller this tour at least. We had the Tanuki Rosalina, the Toadette Explorer, and the Wario Mii suit. Used 8 times alongside the Party Wing, the Nabbit Oil Paper Umbrella, and the Dry Bowser Umbrella. I'd love to see that Nabbit oil paper umbrella come back again more prominently. Either in a tier shop or a pack or something like that. I think that would be a really cool one to invest in, but we don't see it very often. And then actually we have your boy that you just mentioned dropping 11 spots, DK Junior SNES, alongside his other triple banana queen, Dixie Kong, and then we have Daisy Farmer, Fire Rosalina, and Peach Explorer. Each one of these drivers are used 7 times of the 36 tracks in All Cup ranking. We also have Koopa King, the Grand Bagwagon, the Crawley Kart, and the Gray Cat Cruiser, all used 7 times, and the Chocolate Donut and the Glinting Glider. I'll be honest with you, this Crawley Kart is kind of like the Strawberry Donut of carts, in my opinion. It's like really strong old value, big hitbox. I think about taking that to level 8 here these last 2 tours, last tour and then this one. Now it does go by a few different tours without ever being used. It's for whatever reason its coverage is kind of very kind of locked in with a couple different tracks. I'm thinking like Shy Guy Bazaar and some of these other, Maple Tree Way or something like that, where it's like when Maple Tree Way comes back, it's used, 2 times, or, when Shy Guy Bazaar comes back, it's used 2 times. And so like when All Cup ranking, it's a little bit more stronger than if you're just doing ranked. So there you go. There's the All Cup ranking MVP. So anything you want to mention about that, Antelope?
No, I don't want to think about ACR.
Yeah, by the way, we're waiting on results at the time of this recording, but early indications show that Antlev may have gotten top 10 in his home tour. Congratulations, Antlev. How do you feel, man?
I will feel much better once I know for sure I got it. For some reason, Nintendo needed to, the tour that I go for, they needed to delay it till Monday instead of putting it out like normally the Thursday.
How was this experience different than the first time you did it for the New Year's tour?
I mean, less pressure, of course. You know, if you already have one like behind your knee, you kind of don't. Yeah, I was just kind of like, you know what, I'm gonna do my best. I didn't have as many tickets saved. I couldn't take the new items. I couldn't triple cap them. I couldn't take Rosalina Volendam to level 8. So, you know, and a lot of the other people that were going for top 10 did that. You know, level 8 triple cap. So that sense I couldn't really compete, but you know, I just did my best, and I'm reasonably happy with the results. I had some bad luck on a couple of tracks, just didn't get the frenzy sequences I needed, so I did leave some points there. I could have done better, but in general, like, it was pretty okay.
Yeah, still wait to congratulate Racker85 as well, who was he's also from the Netherlands and was going for it. He was on Kart Talk. Again, still waiting on the results, but early indications show that he's gotten it too. So congratulations. A little premature, but I feel confident both of you guys are walking away with some nice, beautiful badges there. For the items that are used multiple times this tour, not a huge list here, but Dr. Mario, Dr. Luigi, that makes sense. Wario Mii Racing Suit, all those actually have a level 8 unlock to use it 3 times, so none of which I would recommend. So we can skip that. Really, all the drivers. Luigi Vacation is probably gonna be your best bet. He and Yoshi Kangaroo are really the only ones that you're gonna be using 2 times. Nothing needs to be unlocked. You get to use them. They're top skills. I highly recommend most everyone using them 2 times this tour. Assuming you have them for this tour. For carts, you have one option that gives you 4 times, and that is the Coconut 1. If you can somehow take it to level 8. You're using it 4 times. Maybe you're a Kong fan, yet you want to take it to level 8 and just show all your friends how awesome you can crush this ranked. Go for it, man. Nothing makes people more happy than investing in things they love. So by all means, go for it. You have the blue-green capsule carts used 3 times. Unfortunately, you have to unlock it to level 6 and level 8 to get those final 2 usage. Nothing else really kind of standing out. The white Bruiser, which is in this pipe, you can use 2 times at level 1, which is really nice. And then the pink dozer, which I'm a big fan of, mainly because it's jump boost plus on trick and RT tracks, so you can use twice without having to unlock anything either. Combo cruiser you can even use twice, but you do have to get it unlocked level 6, which I think a lot of people following the meta have already done. So you're cruising there. Maybe you have it at 4 or 5, and maybe you're thinking about taking it to 6. Just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. And then for the gliders, this Magnum Flying Glass 3 times. You have to unlock it at level 8 though. That's really it. I think the gliders are kind of falling behind on all the other stuff going on. Specifically for the tracks though, Coconut Mall outside of Dr. Luigi can at level 8 doesn't give you any options. A lot of options for Mario Circuit 1RT. I will say, if you haven't grinded already, Pickeroo Toad at level 6 is a really strong option. Many people are thinking, I'm going to use Coinbox, I'm going to use Mario Hakama. Even double uncapped, having Toad Pickeroo at level 8, he's probably going to be your best option, just base points alone. The good thing is that there's so many second level drivers that have Coinbox. So boomboxing is actually not that difficult. I would say though, the caveat to that is that you're probably not going to have too hard a time breaking 200 action counts with whoever you use between those two, because it's relatively easier. I do think though, Pickeroo Toad, you get a nice, and there's extra boxes. There's a lot going on in this track, so getting to 200 actions is not that difficult. But getting a nice boombox followed with a coin, call it a day. Use Pickeroo Toad. Don't put tickets on Mario Hakama. Save those for Gold Mii. That would be my recommendation. You got a lot of card options, and actually these are really important. I ended up using the Streamliner at level 8 for 50, and that was the option I went to. But there's so many other options. You really can't go wrong. Many people using the B Dasher. Some people using the Yellow Turbo Birdo, since it's a super there. Circuit Special, another popular one, but you may not have it at level 8. You might want to think about that. It's a strong cart, but I don't know. Saving those tickets for level 8, putting on something else is probably what I'd recommend. Then you get a couple options, including the Star Shoot that unlocks at level 8. If you haven't thought about that already, I do not believe that the Star Shoot is a part of the daily selects, so don't be too confused there. That really rounds out the Mario Circuit 1RT. I know it's kind of late in the week, so we'll kind of get through these a little quicker. But for Cheep Cheep Island T, really Nabbit's going to be your only option that you're going to even think about. And that, you'd have to have that at level 8, which I know, Anselev, you do have, I believe, right?
No, he's level 7 on my account. I'm not. Like, it would be nice to have him at level 8, but I think a lot of people will be using a boomerang driver there, or you've also got Peach Happy. So I mean, there's not the. I think you have 3+ skill options which don't need an unlock to use it. So
yeah, that's fair. Combo Cruiser, level 6, a nice little cart there. But you have the yellow off-roader. It's going to be what a lot of people are using for this track. You get a couple gliders to think about, none that really are kind of lining up with the meta. You might have the Glinting glider at level 8 for some reason, or the Ship's Wheel, because those were both special pipes, but most likely you don't have it at level 8. Level 8's going to be really, really tough. I almost kind of even feel bad mentioning it, because I don't want anyone to feel like that's the recommendation I'm making. But if you're at 6 and you really like the glider, you may not know that it gets unlocked at level 8 unless you look really close at its coverage there. And then for Coconut Mall R, Coconut 1 has this track at level 6, and then the Magnifying Glass at level 8. Magnifying Glass, you're probably not going to have that option. Coconut 1, you may. Yeah, you may just be a Kong fan. You might want to take it to level 6. It's going to really help you with ranked, especially if you're really looking to rank up. And then for the Ghost Valley 1R2, this is what we were talking about earlier. Not a lot of great options when it comes to drivers. Really, none of these drivers that you could unlock are probably worth putting the tickets in to do that. But Cactar level 6, that's going to be huge if you're thinking about an option for you. Level 6 for Cactar is huge there. Crawley Kart level 8. This is, again, so tempting, man. I really love the Crawley Kart. It's one of those older carts. I think most of who I've taken to 8 when it comes to carts are newer carts. I have to start thinking about investing in older carts to really round out that coverage. Black Dozer and Crawley Kart are kind of the two that are sticking out to the top of my mind. But you also have this gold Clanky Kart, and of course my Vampire Flyer, which I'm using on this specific scenario. Absolute love. By the way, did you notice that's in ranked? I just wanted to make sure you knew that, Antelope. Did you see that? We got the 8-bit Super Mushroom to your defense at level 6. A really strong glider. If you have to invest in a glider for this track, the 8-bit Super Mushroom, strongly advised. It's a wonderful investment. Flyberry Book and Wario's Mustache both unlocked at level 6 as well. And then for Coconut Mall T, Dr. Mario, level 8, and Coconut 1, level 8. Obviously, the Coconut's going really well with Coconut Mall. Ansel, anything you want to mention about rank this week and next week?
Yeah, no, not really. This is this is the first time we've had 3 retros, all variants in ranked, which is difficult. There's some pretty tough top shelves out there.
You know what? I'm with you. It's rough because those coverages are so hard usually. I do think they've kind of taken it easier on us though this tour. I feel like the options that they've given us on the. I mean, they've thrown in a gold crane in there. They've thrown in some. I think in my opinion like a Galaxy glider. They've thrown in some easier options when it comes to the coverage. I think the driver's the hardest part. If you don't have some of these really, really strong top skill drivers at a really high level, it's going to be really, really difficult. But overall, I think they've taken it easier on us this tour than in past tours. I remember, say Sky Garden when it came out, or Wario Shipyard. It was just really rough getting that top coverage right away. But I think this track, at least to me, in my account, they've blessed me pretty well. Hoping they're doing the same for you. I hope you're able to do well in ranked this week and next week so that you get to that gold me suit. We're now almost a week away. I can't believe it. It's pretty exciting / nervous. What are your thoughts, Antelev, as we kind of round out this tour and head into Me Nation?
Let's see. I'm kind of just taking it easy now after the ACR push, so everything's good with me. I'm curious to see the gold me suit. I was going to shake up the meta. What's going to come next? Looking forward to it though.
Should be fun. If you haven't liked this video yet, please just take a second, push the like button. It doesn't. Nothing's going to pop out of your screen. You'll survive. And if you haven't yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? To go ahead and push the subscribe button. We have a lot of fun memberships. We're going to keep going strong. Again, huge thank you to Tabor. Everything he's done for the community. We have a lot of people who are willing to help out. we'll see what that looks like. Huge thanks to those people who have been willing to step up. I know Larry98 put his name in the hat, who is a spreadsheet king in and of his own world. But N2 CJN has volunteered as well. Mark has been willing to kind of step up and do a little bit more too. And I think one other person too. Either way, it's been such been awesome because I didn't know what was going to happen, and we've had some people step up as well. So huge shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for your willingness to support us. If you would like to help us with the top 10 or getting this information into our spreadsheets, feel free to reach out to me. I'm dead serious. We'd love to have your help. It could be one way for you to be able to get this information into other people's hands. But thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you, Antlev, for joining me. Thank you for your willingness to help us out and help to serve the community. You've done a phenomenal job over the last, 6 months. It's been a lot of fun, and I think we've kind of hit our stride together as well in a different path. But thank you so much, Antlev.
Yeah, sure. My pleasure.
All right, guys. We'll see you next tour, and see you on Kart Talk. Thanks, guys.